Google Suite has many capabilities. Included in the list, as well as email and calendar, are Google Documents. When you choose Google Documents, what you can see initially is those files, be they PDFs or Excel sheets or Word documents that you've uploaded to Google. So here are some files that I've uploaded to Google. But in addition to uploading files from your hard disk or from your memory stick and sharing those files with other people, what you can also do within Google, if you, say you didn't have Excel, just for sake of argument, your PC MS Office suite goes belly up and it's no longer available to you. What you've got within Google is a facility to create simple documents, not as maybe as sophisticated as Word documents in terms of the way you can format them and lay them out, presentations and spreadsheets. So this clip will illustrate how to create a simple spreadsheet within Google. Now initially the spreadsheet isn't in Excel format, it's in Google format, but later on when we've saved it we could download it and save it in Excel format. So here we have a blank Excel spreadsheet, and the first thing you should always do with any file in any environment, but especially if it's on the internet like a Google document, is save it straight away. So we want to give this spreadsheet a name. So this is going to be stored up on my Google, up on my email, up on the cloud, up on the internet, as opposed to being on my hard disk or on my memory stick. So we're going to call it Camogie Coaching. So it has its core or its basic capabilities are very similar to any spreadsheet package. It mightn't have, again, the Google spreadsheet doesn't have all of the functionality and all the tools that you'd have in Excel, but it has a lot of capabilities, especially when it comes just simply storing data. So from a spreadsheet I've copied a list of my coaches, all very highly qualified and competent people. So there they are. So there's the forename and surname of each of my coaches. So I can put a heading on it. And you can, to an extent, format it like you can format a Word document. You can, or an Excel spreadsheet. You can bold things. You can do various other formatting. You can make the columns a little bit narrower or a little bit wider or whatever. So again, the important thing to do is keep saving. You can't save too often. So here we have, we'll just put up in cell C1 up at the top. We might say, you know, that these are the number of clubs visited. That was your job. So we can just, like in an Excel spreadsheet, if you float to the bottom right of the cell, you can drag that value across and repeat it in a number of cells. Just like Excel, there's a facility to insert rows. So I've just right clicked here on row 2 and I can insert a row above it or a row below it. I want to insert a row above it. So you can we'll say then put in January, the months of the year, perhaps Jan. And again, if you have something like the days of the week or the months of the year and you give it the first value, you can usually drag across and repeat the scenario for subsequent months. So it didn't like January anyway. Now it might need the full month of January, but I'll test it again and I'll just give it January and February and see can I then fill across and see does it behave any differently. It does. It takes the pattern then. So when you give it two values, it recognizes that you want to go in a sequence of months. So what you can do, as I said, you can share this spreadsheet. So if all of those people had Gmail accounts, if all these people in the list had Gmail accounts, what I could do is save my spreadsheet and then I could share it with them. So if there are people that I want, if I want Mary O'Connor to fill in the number of clubs she visited in January, she'll come in and type in this value 12. In February she'll type in 14. I need to give her access to update that spreadsheet. If I give her read or view only access, she can't key in those values. So what I can do here, as I said, I can share the spreadsheet. I can share it with people. So I can share up at this stage by just clicking on the share option up in the top right hand corner, and And if I know the email addresses of all my people that I want to share with, I can just type in the addresses or copy them from some other source. So I can go Yvonne.Byrne .Kamugi at GAA.ie, comma. It should be a comma rather than a semicolon. And then put in, we'll say Claire.Egan, or whoever I need to put in. So it'll be Claire.Egan .Kamugi at GAA.ie, and so on. Okay, I won't share this file for fear it might confuse people. So if you wanted to take it that far, you could key in as many names as you like, separate them by commas. Then if there are people, in this case, if you want them to find the spreadsheet every week and to add data to it, you have to leave the can edit facility. Can view will just mean they can look at whatever is there currently, but they can't add more information to it. So you have to leave the can edit facility on. Then it usually is reasonable or makes sense to type in some kind of message very briefly saying, something like, hi, please fill in each month, and keep it very brief, and then hit the share button. So that would share that spreadsheet with those various people. So what I'll just do here for convenience is I'll share it with one of my own other accounts, itofficer.westmeath, and I'll share it with noel.tierney.gaa mail, and let him edit the file. So, hi, please fill in each month. So those two accounts are going to receive an email. So when the system tells them that the spreadsheet has been shared with them, they'll get an email. Those two accounts will get an email. So again, the settings here, the sharing settings are, it's a private file, it's owned by Noel.Tierney, up here as you can see up on the right hand side, noel.tierney.itc@gaa.ie, and those other two users, itofficer.westmeath and noeltierney.gaa@gmail.com, they can edit it. And if I want to get rid of Noel Tierney, I can just click the X here to delete him, or if I want to make one of those two guys at a later time give them the privilege just to view the data, I can. Or even more powerfully, if I want to make Noel.Tierney@GAA the owner, then I could click on that option. So in other words, I could give someone else the ownership of the file. I might create it initially, but then I can effectively transfer the ownership of it to somebody else. So by default, the owner is the creator is the owner, but you can transfer ownership to somebody else. So I leave those settings as they are. I'll close the window, and I can close. I'll close off that little window, and then I'll close off the Google Docs page, and I'll go out to my where I can see my files again. Now I can see this spreadsheet I created because I'm just currently looking at the files in the Kamugi folder. So if I just go up here to the all items, everything that I have is going to appear eventually, hopefully. It seems to be either slow or it's... So I'll just click on all items owned by me. Okay, so here I have a file called Kamugi Coaching, and this little summary here tells me it's owned by me and I have 2 collaborators. Now if I want to share it with other people, I can click on it at this point and go up to share again. So again, sharing settings does the same thing as I did in the previous screen. So here you can see the people that are currently have access to it, and I might share it with, we'll say something. There's another few accounts in here. I think I set up one today called noel.tierney.kamugi@gmail.com. And again, I'll let him have the facility to edit the file. So I'll forget the message this time. I won't put it in, and I'll share it with that person. And again, it's telling me he's outside my domain. So now it shows me I have 3 people who are accessing the file. I'll close it, and now it says me to 3 collaborators. So that's how to create a spreadsheet and share it with other people. So it's the same procedure you go through if you're creating a document, a presentation, or a document. Okay. Finally, what you can do with the spreadsheet, if I have it up here created in Google, And if for some reason I want to bring it down to do kind of more advanced work with it in Excel, I can tick the file here on the left hand side under Today, and I can go to More Actions once I've selected it, and I can download it. And when I download that file, as I said to you earlier on, it's a Google file. Okay, so here, but it's got enough sense to realize that often when you're downloading a file, you'll want to convert it to another format. So here it gives me a number of choices. If it's a spreadsheet, it automatically kind of suggests Microsoft Excel. Okay, you could have an open office spreadsheet, or you could download it as a PDF. So I'll download it as an Excel file. Hit download, and it's going to download and give it the same name as it was in the Google format. So it's going to give it camogicoaching.xls. So I'll hit save here, and it's going to put it into my Camogie folder. So now, if for some reason, maybe I'm not going to have access to the internet this evening, or I want to do fancy formulae on it that Google can't do, I now have a copy of this spreadsheet in Excel format. So that's the end of the clip. As I said, it started off by showing you how to create a spreadsheet, and then I added some data to the spreadsheet. Next, I shared the spreadsheet with 3 or 4 people, and then lastly, I downloaded the spreadsheet so I could have a copy of it held on my own hard disk. So Shinawil on this clip.